Bethany Manctalo here. Welcome to our Millwall Fans Show with some new voices, but the same focus. Just everything Millwall. Enjoy!
Welcome to the 2025-26 season of Millwall No One Likes Talkin's Our Millwall Fans Show. I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and I'm excited to start this show with the fantastic No One Likes Talkin team of Andy Pettman. Hello.
Hello, Eamonn.
Craig Wilson, hello.
Hi there, Eamonn.
And Dave Hart, hello.
Hello, Eamonn.
And a warm hello to all our listeners as well. I can hear them screaming hello in the distance. Interesting.
Not everybody likes them, but they don't care.
Well, we're pleased to welcome a guest this evening, and there are numerous engaging Millwall topics to discuss during these exciting times. For now, let's pause for a moment to hear about our sponsor, G&M Motors.
Hi, this is Jess Tuffield from G&M Motors. Operating from a modern and purpose-built facility in Milton Road, Gravesend, G&M Motors offers a complete range of new Honda cars and services. As well as new Hondas, we have an extensive range of used cars, including ex-Motability cars from a variety of manufacturers. Specialising in new Honda cars, G&M Motors has been retailing quality new and used vehicles to the people of Kent and South East London for over 4 decades. We have been a Honda dealership since 1972 and are the country's longest serving supplier of this renowned marque. Conveniently sited just 2 miles from the A2, 10 miles from the M25 and Dartford Crossing, visitors to our showroom are assured a warm welcome from our experienced and friendly staff. Our facilities include an on-site workshop capable of providing full vehicle servicing and repairs, as well as an extensive parts department offering genuine Honda parts and accessories. The expertise of our skilled mechanics is not limited to just Hondas, but extends to most makes and models of motor vehicles. Whatever your motoring needs, visit us at G&M Motors today. The newly extended hours of our G&M headquarters means that you can contact us from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. on weekdays and 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. on Saturdays. To contact us, call us today on 01474 365 026.
Thank you, Jess. Debbie Julian's here. Don't forget to call Jess on 01474 81 3562. G&M Motors have been dear friends with the Julians family for over 4 decades now. From my dad Lenny to me, Debbie, Lions together.
I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Talkin team of Craig Wilson, Andy Pettman and Dave Hart. A big thank you to our sponsor, G&M Motors. Our guest tonight was brought up in a civil parish of Hertfordshire called Bishop Stortford. Chelmsford City was his first club before he joined Millwall, where he made 339 appearances for the club over 8 seasons before moving on to Coventry City for top-flight football. You can read all about that in his biography. He's considered the best goalkeeper Millwall has ever had. Today he is one of 3 ambassadors for the Forever Lions Club. So let's say hello to the one and only Bryan King. Hello, Bryan.
Hello, Eamonn. Hello, team.
Hello, Bryan.
Hello, Bryan.
Hi, Bryan. Good to hear you all. Good to hear you all. Can I just correct you, Eamonn? I was brought up in Stansted. I was born in Bishop Stortford, but brought up in Stansted, Mount Fidget, an Essex boy.
An Essex? Well, you weren't a Hertfordshire boy. You didn't have the heart to be a Hertfordshire boy,
I was only born in Hertfordshire.
Okay. Well, I wonder what...
Because they had a hospital there, and we didn't in Stansted.
That's what Essex is like, I suppose.
Well,
yeah. Okay. There you go. Thank you for converting me to that thought.
Well, I thought a man of your knowledge might just have sussed out that Stansted Mount Fidget was the only place to be. I'm the only professional footballer ever to come out of Stansted Mount Fidget, apparently.
Well, that's consider that an honour then.
We will consider it.
Okay. Bryan, after playing football, you had an extensive career in the game. Can you share what took place?
How long we got?
I think you've probably got not as long as you'd like, but I think it could be certainly worth another book.
Well, that we'll have to see. But no, 1978 was my last year. I played against Wolves at Molineux in a reserve game. My one and only game back before the knee caused me problems again. And I got a good baptism of fire on my last game, actually, because dear old Bobby Gold was centre forward at Wolves at the time, and he warmed me up a couple of times, and we realised that the knee was not stable, and I was advised that probably I should retire.
Game over.
And that's what I'd done. And at the time, I'd been working, as I was trying to get myself back to fitness, I've been looking after goalkeepers also at Coventry, Jim Blythe, the Scottish International, and a young lad I took up from London, actually, called Les Seeley. He came about 6 months after I joined Coventry, when I was asked if I'd seen any good young keepers. And I'd been to East London Stadium, where East London were playing South London, if I remember rightly. That would have been in, 1975. Yeah, 1975. And there's a young keeper there called Les Seeley. Not the best keeper, plenty of trap. Never stopped talking. A lot of confidence. They took him up to Coventry, had a look at him, and signed him. And the rest, as we say, is history. And Les was taken far too early. I mean, he was a very good goalkeeper, and he had a great career and a lovely family. So that was looking after goalkeepers and doing a little bit of stuff for the FA. I'd done the staff. I was a staff coach, and I was taking people for the full badges at Lilleshall. So it was all mixing in with trying to get fit, and when I got that news of I'm going to have to retire, it certainly hit you. I can tell you after being a professional from 1963 to 1978. But luckily enough, I knew certain people in the game, and one in particular, a fellow called Bertie Mee, who was manager of Arsenal when they won the double, and he also worked at the FA. And he asked me if I'd ever thought about going abroad. And to be honest, I really missed playing. And I thought, well, maybe I'll get myself abroad and come back a little bit and do some work and stuff. And I got a job in Norway, and combined that with working with the goalkeepers at Ipswich during the winter.
Right.
So Bobby Robson was the manager at Ipswich, and we often talked about I should have gone to Ipswich instead of Coventry, but that's another story. And I worked with Laurie Civil, Paul Cooper, a boy called Craig Forrest, who was Canada's goalkeeper, and Alec Chamberlain, who went on to have a big career in England. Young kid he was. So that was an enjoyable 4 years with Bobby. And then I carried that on with Bobby Ferguson and John Duncan. It was just combining the initial coaching in Norway and then coming back and doing some goalkeeper work. I worked at Millwall, a little bit with George Graham and Theo, and had a young goalkeeper there called Brian Horn, who was a youth team goalkeeper. Very big prospect. Paul Sanderson and Peter Gleaser were the goalkeepers that I worked with. Paul Sanderson was a good goalkeeper and a very nice lad. Again, had a big career at Millwall. Did he go on to play for Southend? I'm not sure.
He did.
And I also then combined working after Ipswich. I'd done a bit with Terry Venables at QPR. Again, there was Peter Hucker and the boy Roberts, who was the Welsh international. And also in Norway with Eric Torsveit, who went on to play for Tottenham. Fruda Grudos, who went on to play for Chelsea. Both of them got FA Cup winners' medals with their respective clubs. So I was combining the goalkeeper work with my managing job I had here for 17 years in Norway and Sweden. I got 6 promotions in Norway, 2 promotions in Sweden. Enjoyed the life immensely. I mean, it was easy to get contact and keep contact with England. I brought over Chelsea, We had Newcastle United. We had QPR. We had Crystal Palace over. Terry Venables was manager then at Palace. They come over for 2 weeks pre-season. Thoroughly enjoyed keeping my connection with English football.
Yeah.
And then I sort of moved in after that on with the TV when the Premier League started here in 93, or when it started in 93. I worked for a company called Canal Plus, and I used to organise English guests coming over, and we had Alan Ball and Gordon Banks, Pat Jennings, Charlie George, Frank McClintock and Ron Atkinson, several others come over. It was always handy because it was a good time for them. Extra cash, and they really went down very well with the Norwegian public, and it was a big thing for us. Combine that with the first ever Sunday newspaper here in Norway. And it's always been involved with football and things around. Done a little bit of agency stuff with some people in England and also in Norway and Sweden. Managed to move on to some quite big names and get involved with them, and I'm still friends with them. Stefan Schwartz and Roland Nilsson from Sweden. Eric, of course, Eric Torsveit. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting time, and now, of course, I got into the 90s and I started with the scouting. I was with Aston Villa to start with. Dear old Peter With, my old mate, brought me in at Aston Villa. We all know Peter With scoring the winning goal in the European Cup final. I worked with Brian Little, John Gregory and Graham Taylor at Villa. I worked with Glenn Hoddle, Martin Yole and Ramos at Tottenham. And then I worked, and another dear friend of mine, Robbie Cook, and an old Millwall player he was, God rest him.
Yeah.
He brought me in at Everton with David Moyes, Roberto Martinez, Ronald Koeman. Funnily enough, I got headhunted when I was 71. Can you believe that?
Who, by Moisey?
No, Steve Bruce.
Steve Bruce.
At Aston Villa. So I had 2.5 years there.
Yeah.
Then come COVID, and I thought, you know what, I've had enough travelling. I'll just concentrate on doing a little bit of work with Mr. Horn.
Yes.
With his football camps and his football tournaments.
Yeah.
Of which I'm not so much involved now, but I still talk to him about the teams that he wants to use from Scandinavia, and he uses quite a few of them. And in between all that, of course, I had a little spell with Benfica and dear old Sven Göran, another one who's left us. But that was also a very interesting period down there. So basically, I've ended up again as an ambassador at Millwall with this new Forever Lions Club, which hopefully will be a success long after I've gone. And it certainly rewards the right people who've been associated with the football club. And it's great to have been one of the first people inducted into it, along with Prue and dear old Les Briley. So it's nice to see some of the names that are coming in now, and it's certainly a very worthwhile cause for former players. And I think we've got to thank Mark Fairbrother and dear Sean Daly for really pushing this home, and your good self, Eamonn, who's on the committee, who keeps coming up with the names and pushes it along. So apart from that, I ain't done much else.
No, you've led a sedentary life, really, haven't you? Watching from the sidelines and all that sort of thing.
Well, the thing I've always enjoyed about it, that you're doing something that you enjoy, and funny enough, you get paid for it.
It's good, isn't it?
Well,
it's good.
They say it beats work, but I'm not sure about that. It's hard work at the end of the day.
Yeah, but it keeps your mind alert.
Well, yeah, 79 shortly, so I can still remember things, but I remember the things I want to remember, I think.
Well, that could be by choice as well, but never mind. I think that's a good option.
I haven't bored you anyway.
No, you haven't, but we're looking forward to you becoming an octogenarian. So I'll pass you on to the team. Thanks, Brian.
Right. Thanks, Eamonn.
Hi, Brian. It's Craig here.
Hello, Craig.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm well. You?
Oh, well, thank you.
Good, lad.
So I know you're interested in the community, people development and supporting young people. How do you see the role of the Millwall Community Trust, and what are your thoughts on their work?
I can only say that it impresses me tremendously. I mean, the amount of things they've got organised through the trust. I mean, for every age group, really, to people my age, all the way down to the primary schools and I mean, Sean and Jason and his team of coaches and people who work in the trust, Kai and Nick and all these kind of lads that give up an awful lot of time and are very, very good at the job they do. It's a great work they do, and the diversity with it is fantastic with the different age groups. And I would imagine Southwark and Lewisham and the area around Millwall Football Club is very, very grateful for the amount of hours and work that they put in. I'm a great believer in it.
Yeah, I agree. And I understand, unfortunately, you won't be over for the Community Day against Blackburn on Saturday. But how would you describe the need for such an event?
Well, to start with, I am very disappointed I couldn't make it. But to be honest, it's a great way to showcase what the Millwall Community Trust is all about. People get a chance to meet people who work in it. They get a chance to see the different things that they put on. They get a chance to talk to the people who put them on, be it the Lionesses or some of the old Lions or some of the current Lions. So it's a great way of showcasing the Millwall Community Trust, and I'm sure Sean and his team work very hard to prepare for that day, and it's a very enjoyable day for everybody concerned.
Yeah, there was very, very good events down there. I look forward to it.
Hi, Brian. It's Andy here.
Hello, Andy.
Hiya. I've just recently heard the record that your team made called Down at the Den.
Yeah.
For our listeners' benefit, here's a short clip of it.
Harry Boy is a tower of strength. He will never give out. And with Barry Kitchener and Dennis Burnett, our defence is never in doubt. And right at the back, we're in the same hands of Bryan King, the best goalkeeper in the land. Down at the Den, they're really on song. Millwall's going.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about how that came about?
Well, I think it was 1969. Around that time, we were doing quite well in the second division. Then I think we were at the top there with Crystal Palace. Eventually, they went up and we didn't. But somebody came in and I think it was a friend of Keith Weller's, who said that he'd written the words to a record that he would like us to. I can't remember where we recorded it for the love of me, but I can remember that when we got there, there was it took a long time for people to actually open their mouths and get in the mood of it. But there was a couple of crates of beer around at the time, and I think that seemed to loosen up a few voices. All the lads thought it was great at the time, and we had a good laugh making it. And I don't think any of us thought we was going to get a Christmas #1 out of it, let's be fair. But it was in the early days of football records, really. And it was funny to hear it, because I heard it in conjunction with our trip to Holland. And I must admit, whoever made that, I think it was Georgie Jackses who had the video camera. But to put that song on it, or to work it into that video. I thought it was quite good actually, but no, it's a memory, and none of us got rich on it. That's for sure.
It works really well on that video. Have you got any memories you can share with us about that trip to the Netherlands?
Well, it was for most of it was the first time that Millwall had gone away. Normally they always went to Scotland, pre-season or Ireland. But I remember going across on the boat, and we come back on the boat, which was unusual, which meant that there was a bus involved. And I think we had I can't remember his name, but he had a nickname. We used to call him Curb, because for some reason he always hit the curbs wherever we went. So that was his nickname. But we played 4 matches over there against really good teams at the time. I mean, I think it was Go Ahead, Vitesse Arnhem, Sparta Rotterdam, and of course Ajax. I heard Georgie Jax's take on when we played Ajax, and it was a shock, really, because we played 3 games, and then Rinus Michels had approached dear old Benny and said, "Look, would you be prepared to play us in a closed-door friendly in the old Olympic Stadium?" So Ben said, "Yeah, that'd be great. Be no problem." He said, "It's a friendly. We've got a tournament coming up in Czechoslovakia. We'd like to run through some things. We'd play three periods of 30 minutes each." Yeah, no problem. Anyway, it sort of got a bit lively early on, and Rinus Michels started to despair a little bit because some of the tackles were flying around. He said to Benny, he kept saying to Benny, this is a friendly. And Benny says, "Where we come from, there ain't no friendlies. You either play us or you don't." So anyway, he was desperate to play us, and the game got going. And after about 20 minutes, they had a young right winger called Johan Cruyff, who became quite a good player later on in his life. And he murdered Harry. I mean, it absolutely took Harry to cleaners about 3 or 4 times. I had a couple of decent saves off him as well. And after about 25 minutes, Harry's nailed him, and I mean nailed him. After the game, we were just standing, having a cup of tea and that, and chatting amongst our players, because then they were a decent side. I think we drew 1 each. And Cruyff come in. He was out for 4 weeks, I think. 3 or 4 weeks he was out. Got badly bruised ankle. He said to Harry, he said, "You're very tough." He said, "I am out for 3 weeks." So Harry said, "Well, you're lucky I never had my studs on." He said, "You'd have been out for 3 months." And which brought a few chuckles. But we managed to get on the boat and return home. The rest, as I say, is history. We all got back. There was a couple of them seasick. I think Brian Condon was seasick. He always looked seasick, to be honest, when you look at Percy. But he was he was particularly unwell on the way home.
Hello, Brian. Dave here.
Hello, Dave.
It's great to talk to you and hear about all these old players, and having watched them, as you are only 2 years my senior, I know that you follow the Lions as often as you can from Norway, and whenever you're over here, you'll be seen at the Den. What do you make of the team Alex Neil and Steve Gallen has put together?
Well, firstly, when you've been in football, I always look, even for Chelmsford City, I'll always look for their results, certainly look for Millwall's, and I certainly look for Coventry's. And it's particularly pleasing to see both my old clubs in a position to challenge for promotion to the Premier League. I mean, what Alex Neil has managed, he's achieved promotion before. I think it was at Norwich, and he took them in the Premier League. So it's important with this run-in we got. He knows what's going to be expected. He knows how to treat players. He knows how to work players. It's just great that we're in a position that we're in. And regarding the players that have come in, whenever you talk to football people, they'll always say the 3 most important things at a football club is 1, recruitment, 2, recruitment, and 3, recruitment. And at this moment in time, the recruitment has been very good at Millwall. And all the players that have been brought in have certainly increased in value, that's for sure. and performances, be it up front or at the back or regarding the goalkeeper. I mean, everybody's been pretty solid. That always lays the ground for a team that's going to do pretty well. And at the moment, we're doing pretty well. I would love to see now, we've got a decent squad as long as everybody's fit. I'd like to see, and I still think, that we're going to have a shout on place number 2. I'm pretty certain I would have a good bet now to say that we are going to be in the playoff positions, unless absolute disaster happens, and I can't see it happening. Because after the game against Derby, we had that little bit of luck we needed. I must admit, I sat watching it on the television, and for the last 10 minutes, I was stood up more than I was sat down, actually. To get through and get those 3 points was very pleasing, because they had some big chances in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, didn't they just?
Mind you, we should have had it all sewn up by half-time anyway, but that's another story, and that's football.
You can say that again. So after the game with Blackburn, we've got 2 away trips. First, we're away to Ipswich, and then we're away to Middlesbrough. What are your thoughts ahead of these 2 really crucial games, and what do you think we might be achieving by the season's end? I mean, obviously, you just touched on that number 2 spot is on for taking.
You know, if you're a football player, you love big matches. And in the Championship, you couldn't have any bigger than... We've got 3 teams here in the top 4. Each one is going to be trying for that number 2 spot. Each one is trying to stay in the playoff spot. It's a great thing. The players certainly, they ain't going to need any motivating for these. That is for sure. And it's just great that we're in a position to be challenging the Middlesbroughs and the Ipswiches. So I think we can get something of both of them. We've been very good away from home. If we keep it tight and play as we have done, you can see on Wednesday night, who would have said Charlton were going to go up there and win 1-0? So if they can do that, I'm sure we could. And I'm sure we can get a result at Ipswich. Because I don't think they're as strong as they were, although they got... When you think the players and the money that they're paying them players, you'd expect them to be above Coventry. I mean, I have it on very good authority. There's about 3 or 4 players in that Ipswich side on over 40 grand a week. They don't look as good as the time when they won the league and went up the year before last. I think we've got a chance at both grounds to get results. And this one against Blackburn's going to be a big one.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you on that. I think all the games now are going to be like a cup final for us.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, and to be fair, there's no medals until the end of the season. So we can either be straight up or in the playoffs. For the first time in a long time, I've got a lot of confidence in the staff and a lot of confidence in the players. I watched the game in the week here, and you talk about technical players, you know, they talk about Ronaldo, Messi and all that. The boy Negley done a couple of things in the game. I mean, outstanding for a Championship player. Outstanding. The one he took down when he was going down the left-hand side, and then that little flick over like Maradona does behind his feet. I mean, absolute class. And that's a Championship player playing for Millwall.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, there you go. Where will we be at the season's end? Well, I think you certainly summed up the scramble. But, Brian, using your scouting expertise, you remember when you was a scout? Yes. That's it. You didn't wear the beret, did you? I don't think you did.
Josh Dim-Dob. Dim-Dob.
That's it.
Yeah, go on.
Josh Coburn, what do you reckon we have in this young player?
A very good player.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. For me, he's an old-fashioned centre-forward. He puts himself about. He makes defenders have to defend. He ain't afraid of the physical side of it.
No.
And he can hold it up. He runs the channels. I mean, his 3-1 goal against Hull, he showed his strength, power. It was a great run and a right foot finish of a quality centre-forward. He reminds me a lot, you know, of dear old Tony Cascarino. Big striding, big striding, good size, and he can finish. I think along with him and Aziz, we really have got a good strike force. Ivanovic is okay. We saw a lot of him last season.
Yeah.
I think he needs to work a lot on his game. But again, he's a player that outside the box, you need more from him. But in the box, if he gets half a chance, he can finish. But I like Coburn. I really do. I think he makes a big difference to our team.
Yeah, I think everyone, they say, thank God he's playing, because there's always a goal in him.
Well, he gives us that option.
Yeah.
And it's a big option.
Yeah.
And I look at him and I think he's as good as any striker in the Championship when he's fit.
Yeah.
He is as good as any striker in the Championship. He's going to be an important player for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. The feeling that's held by many fans that he is, albeit they call him something like the lamppost now, he is considered.
Well, as long as he comes on when the ball's in the box, I don't worry.
That's it. Well, that's good for you. Yeah, why not?
There we go.
All right. Let's hope he gets another 1 or 2 this weekend.
Let's hope.
Right. Brian, before you leave us, we have Ted's Prediction League, and Ted, as you know, is one of our team, but it's his night off. Yet again, I think it's because he moved to Whitstable. He finds it difficult to get an internet connection or something, but there you go. If you're down with the oysters in Whitstable, what else can you worry about?
Yeah.
Anyhow, there are 3 matches, and we want your score predictions for them. Well, the first one will be of no surprise. It's Millwall versus Blackburn. What do you reckon?
2-0 Millwall.
Great. That's followed by Wrexham versus Swansea. A Welsh.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Welsh Cup final.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Wrexham.
Yeah.
Surprised they got beat in a week.
Yeah.
We could have done with that being a draw. But I think they could bounce back. And I think they'll win 2-1. 2-1.
Okay. Last but not least, one of your former clubs. It's in fact Coventry versus Southampton.
I'm going to go with Coventry because at the moment they seem to have got their form back, haven't they?
Yeah, they got the traction.
They're scoring goals like they did at the start of the season.
Mm.
So I'm going to go with 2-1 Coventry.
That's great. So thanks for those predictions. There is a chance you might win a prize when Ted tells us what even the prizes are. We've only gone through like 3/4 of the season and he still hasn't come up and told us what the prizes are. But you know Ted as well as I do. Anyway, Brian, very many thanks for joining us. Everyone has been fascinated by your insights and we look forward to seeing you again at the Den, I think for the QPR game. And that's the next time you're over. So
yeah, I'm hoping to be over for the QPR game, and I look forward to it. We have the game on TV again on Saturday. I mean, Millwall have never been on the television so much as they've been now, and long may it continue. I enjoy it.
Yeah, long may it go on.
Exactly.
Anyway, we wish you and your family all the best. Until the next time, it's bye for now, Brian.
Thanks, Eamonn. Bye, and bye all of you lads. Well done. Thanks for the questions.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
They said that in harmony, Brian. That was wonderful. I might keep that as a recording for everybody.
It's the 3 tops, not the 4 tops.
That's right. Ta-da, mate. Lovely to
Thank
speak
you.
with you. Bye.
And you, Eamonn. Thank you very much. Bye. Bye-bye.
Well, that was good, wasn't it? Brian King, always an entertaining and someone who can provide fascinating information spanning from the past right up to the present. Truly remarkable, thought-provoking stuff. For now, we'll take a break and hear from Harvey Brown.
Hi, Harvey Brown here. I am proud of the Lions Food Hub, which is jointly owned by Kelly and Ellen Webster, and they have been supporting families within our community for Millwall match days. If you would like to donate to them, they have a match day donation hub at the SE16 bar at Coldblow Lane, end of the ground, where they accept any food or money and toiletry donations. If you can help, any donations will be received with thanks.
I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Talkin team of Craig Wilson, Dave Hart and Andy Pettman. Please consider donating at the Lions Centre if you will not be at the match this week. Well, Ellis Bart has been steadily recovering from her surgery since mid-September, and we hope she continues to improve. Well, let's listen to Ellis anyway.
Hello, Ellis here, and I'm glad to be back talking about Millwall. I know many have watched my videos. Thanks for your support along the way. It is now time to hear what all the Millwall teams are up to. Come on, Millwall!
Thanks as always, Ellis, and yes, we need Millwall to come right on to the end of the season. Andy Dolan is bringing us the news about Millwall Pride today, as Millwall Romans were not in action. So let's hear what Andy Dolan has to say.
Yes, a very good win. We won 5-0 against the team that's third in the league to secure second place. We're 3 points behind first place now with a game in hand, and the way the league is set up to maintain a positive spirit means that the league position is actually determined on disciplinary record ahead of goal difference. So we would go top of the league based on disciplinary record because we're well behaved, as you would expect any Millwall team to be. And yeah, we are very satisfied. Probably the best a Pride team has ever played, to be honest. We moved the ball left to right a lot. Got a good few new young guys have joined this year and are setting a really good tone. Very energetic, which is nice because it means I can stand around a bit more at centre back. And we had 5 different goal scorers, which is really nice as well. Shows that we're, moving the ball and sharing it around and everybody's playing for each other. So that's nice as well. We had the cameraman from the Romans, the sponsor, to this week, and I think everybody showed up looking trim and with the new haircuts and ready to play for the cameras. So it's good that they turned up and did well. And yeah, we've got 3 games to go. Could win the league. One of those games is against the team that's in first, so hopefully we can win those other 2 games and set that up as a kind of cup final and get promoted to the first division for the first time.
Well, that's great news from Andy Dolan there. I'm delighted they've caught up and, well, literally a win against the top side. I think will give them the league if they can win their final couple of games. It'd be brilliant, and I'm so pleased for them. Wonderful stuff from our Romans and Pride, because Romans are in the finals of the Cup, and I can see them going all the way as well. We move on to our Millwall Lionesses, who visited Saltdean on the Sussex coast for an exciting match against the talented Saltdean United women's team on Sunday. The Lionesses and Dartford are the only 2 teams to have taken points off United this season, as they continue to chase Brentford for a place in the National League. A goal in each half defeated our impressive Lionesses in a closely contested game. They are not back in action until Sunday week, and details will be provided in our next show. Well, we had an amazing win at Hull City after an Alamo-type siege by the Tigers that showed the strength of our defence. Despite that, we took the lead through Cooper, albeit to be pinned back quickly in the first half. The second half showed that we still had fire in our bellies, as Ivanovic and Coburn put the match beyond doubt, albeit that I think Ivanovic sort of fell in and got the ball trapped in his legs and put it into the net. Well, by gravity or something. On Tuesday night, we entertained the improving Derby County. The first half allowed us several attempts, but either Derby defended well or we were just off target. Just before half-time, that man, Josh Coburn, that Brian spoke about, put us in the lead. The second half saw us face intense pressure as we defended so well to secure the 3 points. There's a big thank you to Millwall FC's media team. They provided us with Alex Neil's thoughtful post-match thoughts.
I think with the run of fixtures that we've just come out of, to accumulate the points we have and to beat the teams that are in and around us, the lads have done remarkably well, because all these games are really, really difficult. And I can't speak. I'm so proud of the lads in terms of what they've put in.
And we're so proud of the lads in terms of what they've done. Dave, Alex Neil claims he has a team that listens to what he says and does what he directs. Does it seem like that to you?
It's the age-old question. The manager tells the team what to do and they go out on the pitch and do something completely different. And we've all got our own ideas of what the team should and should not be doing. But overall, I think that Alex has got a plan. It seems that way to me because there doesn't seem to be a lot of chopping and changing in the squads. Just a little tweak here and there. And it's becoming quite apparent that the way we're playing reflects that.
I'd agree with you. Added to how he always tries extremely hard not to replace players until he sees the other team replace theirs first, which I think is a most admirable way of going about using the squad that he's got these days and anticipating the right people to put in place when the chessboard changes for the opposition. Yeah. So, Craig, did you think that the treatment Josh Coburn got from the opposition deserved more than 2 yellow cards given to 2 Derby players?
I think it's, to be honest, in my opinion, become a bit of a joke on how badly he is being treated, and it's not getting pulled up. It's every week. It seems that any tall player that we ever have never gets a foul. And I just think, it proves that Dion Sanderson, who I would say is one of the best defenders in the league, was given the runaround by Coburn, and he got booked. And then there was that brilliant moment of he was being grabbed by Bobby Clark and then sprinted from like the halfway line to near their box, and Sanderson grabs him round the waist.
Yeah.
And he wins the free kick on the edge of the area, and Bobby Clark gets the yellow. But it takes 2 players to take him out.
Yeah.
Before anything's given. It's beyond baffling now.
Yes, he's running on 2-stroke to achieve penalties. It's terrible, isn't it? Really, really, really terrible. Andy, Barry Bannon's performance against Derby, how would you sum that up?
I thought it was an excellent performance. That's the Barry Bannon we were sort of promised, wasn't it? I was expecting. That's his first start at the Den. And I sort of heard the interview with Alex Neil when he said he went for Barry Bannon in midfield because, he'd playing 2 up front and wanted to play through the middle. And just some of the passes he was doing from the game, he doesn't waste possession, does he? And it goes to wherever he wants it to go most of the time. And also it freed up Billy Mitchell as well to just charge up the pitch, which is something we don't usually see or haven't under previous managers anyway with Billy. But it was very good. And I thought, once he went off Barry Bannon, that was when, we did start to fade, didn't we? We sort of lost that possession in the middle and just had to absorb the pressure.
Difference there, made a big difference there, Andy. And there was a couple of passes he laid off to wide players. Well, strong passes across to the other side of the pitch, and they landed exactly where you would want them to.
He's a real talent still, isn't he?
He is. So, We'll look forward to more from Barry, or BB as they call him. Anyway, that takes us to this Saturday. It is Community Day, and thanks to Reese Wiggett of our shirt sponsors, when they entertain Blackburn Rovers, because our team will wear the community cover on our shirts in yet another sellout at the Den. Rovers are considered one of our jinx teams. They finished us off at Ewood Park in December by 2 goals without reply. One sad event was the coming together of Crocombe and Danny McNamara nearly copped it from him as Danny's header back into their net. On Thursday, they travelled to the Kassam Stadium to face Oxford United, which was billed as a 6-pointer with both sides aiming to avoid relegation. In a fiercely contested game, Oxford emerged victorious, sinking Rovers by a single goal. Rovers boss Michael O'Neill, who was appointed on the 13th of February until the end of the season, while he continues to manage the Northern Ireland national team concurrently, well, his primary objective is to avoid a relegation. After the match, he stated that his team was stretched by the number of injuries they have, which is unlikely to improve until after the international break. I wonder how much of that was truth and how much of that was, not reality. It's a good message to give out anyway. Let's not think this will be an easy game. They are desperate to avoid relegation, as we would be. Well, Alex Neil aims to keep us in the playoff zone or even improve our position further. The bookies after the Oxford game have made it 4-6 for a Millwall win, 5-2 for a draw, and believe it or not, a Blackburn win is 4-1. That's nice to think, seeing how many times they've turned us over. It's a broad spread of odds, and I've seen that before, and we haven't always come out best. But what do you reckon, team? Millwall versus Blackburn Rovers. Andy?
Well, the Millwall way after this run of form would be to have a home defeat, wouldn't it, against Blackburn? But I think things are changing. They feel like they've changed this season. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win.
Thanks, Andy. Dave?
I'm going to go for a mirror reflection of the game at Ewood Park with a 2-0 win for us.
Well, yes, a reverse. That would be wonderful. And Craig?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still having nightmares over the Blackburn game that stopped us from the playoffs last time. I feel more confident. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Millwall win.
Lovely. Well, there are some interesting thoughts, and I look forward to seeing how my prediction of a 3-0 win turns out for us this Saturday. On to what are your predictions for the other 2 games? So, Andy, Wrexham Swansea?
I'm going for a home win here for Wrexham. I think 2-1 for a bit of a tight game for the Welsh derby.
Good. And Coventry versus Southampton?
Well, I think this is more in hope than anything else, but I'm going for Coventry 0, Southampton 2, because, I still think we keep fighting for that top 2.
Well, as they say, let's be hopeful. Dave, Wrexham Swansea, Coventry Southampton?
Yeah, I think Wrexham are going to take this 2-0.
Okay.
I think they're Coventry are on song, so a 2-1 Coventry win.
Lovely. Well, I'm going to go straight forward with the Welsh derby as a 1-1er. And I'm going to see, I'm afraid, Coventry storm home 4-1 against Southampton. So, Craig, what does that leave us with you?
I think the Welsh derby is going to be a tight affair, but I'm going with a 1-0 win for Wrexham.
Mm-hmm.
And then Coventry, Southampton, I can't see past the Coventry win, so I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Coventry.
That's great. We also have a prediction from Nick Wythe of the Facebook Millwall Sicily site.
Hi everyone. Millwall 3, Blackburn 0, Wrexham 2, Swansea 0, Coventry 2, Southampton 1. Cheers.
cheers to you, Nick. That's quite straightforward. And thank you so much, Dave, for pulling the table together and all the statistics and providing everything that we have a look at and go, oh joy, we're being successful or otherwise. Perhaps if you have a chat with Ted, we might find out what the winnings are going to be at some stage before the season runs out. Anyway, we'll take a break there and listen to Bethany talking about the Millwall Community Trust.
The Millwall Community Trust runs over 100 football multi-sports courses, run during every school holiday and vary from a week to 3 days and even 1 day. The day runs from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and is open to boys and girls for all abilities aged 5 to 13. Check out the Millwall Community Trust website.
Yeah, check out the website. I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Talkin team of Craig Wilson, Dave Hart and Craig Wilson. No, I haven't. I've missed out on Andy Pettman. The Trust's annual report is out and it makes for compelling reading about what they do. Download a copy from social media and get down the den early to see what they do and get involved in on Community Day. Well, we're all looking forward to the next game, but in the meantime, there are a few matters of interest for Millwall fans and those interested in football.
Our next themed event is Community Day, which takes place this Saturday when we host Blackburn Rovers. Sean Daly, CEO of Millwall Community Trust, stated it has been another remarkable year for MCT, engaging with about 14,500 individuals and providing 9,500 free meals and supporting opportunities through free school programs. Community Day showcases the club's community initiatives and expresses gratitude to supporters including players, fans, locals and partners. MCT's annual report highlights its local projects. As a self-funded charity, we rely on events like Community Day to support our vital ongoing efforts. So please join us in celebrating the success of our London Football Award-winning Millwall Community Trust on Saturday.
Next week, our Millwall Fans Show will be hosted by Eamonn once again with a panel of Jeff Burnage, Stan Godwin and Steve Warren. As a reminder, on Saturday match days, No One Likes Us Talkin's Gary Staff brings us match previews, half-time analysis and a match report on Maritime Radio, which is now on 96.5 FM and DAB across South East London and North West Kent. Midweek, The Breakfast Show airs reports from 7 a.m, including coverage of Millwall Lionesses and Millwall Community Matters.
The Millwall Lionesses host Sutton United on Sunday the 29th of March, kick-off at 1:30pm at the Den. Tickets are now on sale. The Lionesses are looking for your support as they aim for 1,000 plus attendees in SE16. Tickets will start to be sold in Block 41 in the Dockers stand, with more blocks opening up as tickets are sold. Season ticket holders can enjoy the match for free by logging into their Millwall profile and selecting a seat on the ticket map. Tickets for non-season ticket holders will cost £5 for adults and £3 for under 18s and over 64s. They can be purchased from the Millwall website ticketing section or by calling the ticket office on 0207 231 9999 and selecting option 1. They'll recap on that. Tickets for the Lionesses game versus Sutton on the 29th of March will be purchased from the ticket office on 0207 231 9999 and selecting option 1.
Thanks, Dave. One bit to add, Community Day, we can also say congratulations to Sean Daly, who obtained or gained an EFL Length of Service Award at the game in midweek. So well done, Sean. Tune in to the No One Likes Us Talking team for reports from our games home and away for the Lions, Lionesses, Romans and Pride. You'll also receive updates on Millwall community topics from us and through Maritime Radio, available on 96.5 FM DAB or via their website. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, Spreaker, Maritime Radio Podcasts and all major podcast platforms. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Eamonn.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, Eamonn.
And thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Eamonn.
And a big thank you to all for tuning in. Finally, let's not forget to keep it safe on the streets out there. Bye for now.
Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em all come down to the den. Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, we'll only have to beat 'em again. It's the best team in London, no, the best team of all. Everybody knows us, we're called Millwall. Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em all come down to the den. It's Saturday in Cold Blow Lane, we've all come down to cheer. We've had our jellied eels and our glass of beer. Come rain or shine, our families will bring. And as the Lions run on the pitch, everyone will sing. Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em all come down to the den. Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, we'll only have to beat 'em again. It's the best team in London, oh, the best team of all. Everybody knows us, we're called Millwall. Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em all come down to the den.
Our Millwall Fans Show is sponsored by G&M Motors of Gravesend, Honda dealers and much more. Thank you.